So I get this asked all the time. Jason, how do you cook the best steak, man? You gotta show me. Wait. Do you have like a special spice blend? Like you could like share with me? No, wait. I know what it is. You rub it and you like wrap it and you put it in the fridge for 24 hours so it like sucks up. Just like mayonnaise. Stop. Stop. It's none of those things. The best steak that I've ever had four simple things: salt, fresh ground pepper, olive oil, and of course, a good cut of meat. You need to have just a little bit of knowledge and a little bit of technique and just a tiny bit of differentiation between cuts, because you can't buy a select top sirloin and expect it to come out like a prime porterhouse. So invest in good meat, a couple ingredients, just a little bit of skill, and bada bing, bada boom. What we're going to do today, I have a grass-fed, natural New York strip loin, and we're going to break it down piece by piece so that you can see how easy it is and you can be successful in your own home, whether you're cooking for yourself, loved ones, family members, guests, royal family, whatever. So come along with me on this journey, shall we? Okay, so we're in the kitchen. You can see I have my kosher salt, my black peppercorn grinder, my olive oil, and my steak. A little insider tip is don't cook your meat right out of the fridge. Bring it out and put it in the cutting board and let it sit out for about 20 minutes before so that it takes the chill off. The meat tends to cook more even if you bring it up in temperature naturally. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to drizzle some olive oil on top, a little bit on the board so I can kind of coat all sides with the olive oil, pat it in. Now I'm going to get in there with some kosher salts, really liberal with the kosher salt, flip it over, do the other side. That's where your flavor comes from. I love kosher salt so much, I can't say enough. And also with black pepper, as you can see. It adds an incredible element to meat. And I think that's basically all you need for a perfect steak to season it. So I have the oven on. You may wonder why. Because we're cooking steak, we're not baking pies, Jason. Don't worry. It's a two-part process. What you want to do is get a nice hard sear on your meat, both sides, and then finish in the oven, and it will evenly cook it all at the same temperature, all at the same time. And we're ready. Are you ready? Ooh, I'm excited. Okay, so we're in the kitchen, 350 oven. I got my steak, I got my olive oil, and I've got my skillet. So let's do this. Okay, it's time to bring some heat to the party. I've got my skillet on a medium flame. I'm going to add my steak, which has been sitting out for about 20 minutes now. All I have to do is wait for the pan to heat up. I'm going to start by adding just a little bit of olive oil and then waiting for that pan to get nice and hot. You don't want to add a cold steak to a cold pan. It's kind of counterproductive. Okay, I think my pan's nice and hot now. It's almost to the smoking point with the oil. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my steak and put it on. Now use your ears, kids. This is what you want to hear. This is a good thing. So what's happening is you're getting like a carbon transfer on the steak. The meat actually caramelizes, and that's where you get that nice golden brown, dark brown coloring on the outside of the steaks, which gives it really good texture and also the flavor. I'm going to be cooking this steak for about 2.5 to 3 minutes per side because I am going to use my oven a little bit to help it through. So after 2 minutes, I'll give it a flip, and then another 2.5 minutes, I'll put it in the oven, and I'll leave it in the oven for about 4 minutes so that it can finish. Now, we've almost reached that 2-minute mark on one side of the steak, but I'm noticing that it's getting pretty smoky in here. Simple fix is all you have to do is reach down and lower that flame to medium-low. It shouldn't really affect the steak at all, but it will help counter the flames. Now's the time. Let's give that bad boy a flip. Grab your tongs, grab it by the sides, and give it a flip. Beautiful. Man, this looks really good. Did a good job so far. So we're going to wait about 2.5 more minutes, and then we're going to pop this guy in the oven. Okay, 3 minutes later, let's see what our steak looks like. Oh, stop it. Okay, so I like it. Looks great. Into the oven. Safety first. And I'm gonna leave it in there for about 4 minutes. And then I'm gonna flip it, and then leave it in there for like 3 minutes, and then I'm gonna pull it out and I'm gonna check it. Ding, ding. That steak is ready. It's been in the oven for a total of 6 minutes, 3 minutes on each side. I'm going to take this guy out, and it's time to do the resting process. Insider tip. This is a technique, guys. Now, when you cook meat, do not just immediately like carve into it, start cutting and going crazy, because all the juices will spill all over the plate, and all that wonderful flavor that you've built up will then be ruined. So what we're going to do, we're going to let it rest. And that's a technique. Just chill. Patience, young one. Okay? Let's get through this. Here's a really easy resting technique for at-home cooking. You have a plate. You have some aluminum foil. I'm going to take that steak, put it on the plate, cover it with the foil, and then I'm going to let that thing sit for about 5 minutes. It's going to calm everything down, and your steak's going to end up being a lot better. So, that's it. The resting process is finished. Nothing left to do but to cut it. Make sure you have a nice sharp knife, and my last tip is to cut it against the grain. It's going to make sure that you have a nice tender slice. So let's recap. We took olive oil, we took salt, we took pepper, we took a nice cut of meat, we took a little bit of steel and a little bit of fire, and we've created a perfect steak. This is incredible. This looks so beautiful. I can't wait to jump into this thing. And there you have it, a nice medium New York strip loin. All sliced up, ready to eat. Damn, that looks incredible. I wish you were coming over for dinner. Maybe next time. Anyway, thanks for popping in. Hope you learned a thing or two. Remember, keep it simple. Salt, pepper, olive oil, good cut of meat. Simple techniques, a little bit of practice, and you'll have it down in no time. And then you can invite me over for dinner. We'll call that even trade.